Hello and welcome to another edition Between the Goalposts. I look at Belfry High School football, and I'm your old coach, Steve Meeking. Today, special day, especially for me today, being an old line coach. We got an offensive lineman in the house today, Ethan Wolford. Ethan, welcome to the show today.
Glad to be here.
Hey, we're glad to have you today. He's one of the greats to ever put on the red and white. And today, we're going to learn a little about him, his career, and where he's at now. In fact, he's at the University of Charleston playing college football. How did you end up at Charleston?
Well, it's a crazy story because originally I was committed to University of Concord, and my senior year I was committed all the way to pretty much after the state championship game, and then the whole coaching change happened, and I just didn't feel like going there anymore because where I made those great relationships with the offensive line coach, I just wanted to find somewhere else. So I ended up getting an offer from University of Charleston probably a month or two after the state championship game, and I went up there on a visit, and I just felt like home. It wasn't too far. It's probably an hour and 15 minutes. Not too far. If something happened, I could get back here real fast. It just felt like home. Loved it.
Yeah, and it's a good fit for you because it's pretty close to the offense we ran here, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Everything. Only difference is we run from the gun, not under center. We just pound the ball up the middle.
Oh, that's what we like to do. Just run the rock. That's it. We like to put our wheel on you, don't we? Yeah.
Yes,
and I'm glad to see you play that kind of football. So, what was the biggest once you got there? What was the biggest transition though from high school to college?
Probably the same. Whenever I came from middle school to high school, pretty much the same, but it was different. I was much older. I was a younger kid in middle school, and that was just a big difference to me going from middle school to high school. And then I thought it couldn't get any much different, but when I got up there, I realized how much the game is so much faster than high school, and everybody there is just as good or is better than me. And I just had to compete and get stronger, and just like study the playbook and learn my advantages over others.
Yeah, everybody we have on the show that's gone on to play college football, number one thing they always say is the speed of the game, how that is. But the transition was a little easier because you sort of knew the system.
Yes, sir.
And you came from a background of Belfry being a physical football player, and that transcends well for you as well, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
It does because
Yes,
it's still about you got to win that line of scrimmage. Is that correct?
100%. If you don't win it, or all they want is move. If you get any little bit of movement on the line, you win. But if you go back a yard or 2 yards and you lose, they just want just more yards.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a D1 school. The level of play, it's good, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
I keep up with yours because I watch the news and stuff. So I know West Virginia State that don't get, I should have probably said that, but I know you got some big rivalries there.
Yeah.
And it's a good brand of football. And you're seeing people don't realize this. Any of your teammates there at Charleston go play at the next level?
I know there was the big one is Kaminsky that played for UC at DN. He's starting for Atlanta Falcons now. He got drafted 4th round. Probably when I was going in that summer, I was going into my freshman year at University of Charleston. He got drafted, and honestly, it's a crazy story. The way they explain it when I got up there is that he came there as a walk-on, and he's just a freak of an athlete. Like, he's 6'6", and he was like 180 pounds. Now he's 6'6", ripped, almost 300 pounds, and ridiculous. And then after that, I was up there, and we had this wide receiver, Mike Strawn. He's about 6'6" wide receiver. He's from, I think, Bahamas maybe, but he actually didn't play that season. He just played spring ball, and he just declared for the draft. And he's actually playing with the Colts now. If you remember, he got drafted by the Colts 2 years ago, or 2 years ago. Nice guy, just amazing. And then Kenny, which played nose guard, he got picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and now he didn't work out for him, but now he's playing for a team in the CFL now, which is amazing. And then there's just so many different guys that's went on to pros, NFL, CFL.
The level, I was trying to get the level of football that you play there. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It is. It's just, yeah, you're playing big time football right now. But of course, before you could go up there and play big time football, you had to learn some basics, right?
Right.
So when you came to Belfry as a freshman, let's think back now. I know it's been a few years now. What was it like? You know the history of this program. You know the expectations of this program. You know, as long as we win a state championship, everybody's happy.
Right.
Basically, you know that. What was it like the first day you came to Belfry?
Kind of my eyes opened. My eyes got real big. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it up here, because you had Cole, Big A, Caleb Witt, Braden Priest. You had all those guys, in Raekwon and Cameron Catherine and Devin and Derek. I played for 2 years with him, but it was just really, honestly, I thought it was going to be tough on me, but once I got in the rhythm of it, those guys guided me and helped me out. Like Cole, before he went to Arizona to do his rookie mini camp, me and him came up here every day and did field work and worked out every day for 2 weeks.
It's a family here, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We take care of each other, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And I know you've passed it on down the line as well too. So once you got here, how long did it take before you felt like you had success, personal success?
Personal success is when, for one, is when I actually got to start my sophomore year. But my goal was after those guys won that state championship my freshman year, my goal after that was winning a state championship as a starter myself, and being able to have something to do with that than sitting on the sidelines my freshman year. But that was my goal, was winning a state championship, being a starter for those 3 years, and helping other guys out to be the best they can as much as me.
Yeah, and you do have a responsibility here too, that while you're here playing, it's your responsibility to get those freshmen, those sophomores ready to play, because you're not going to be here forever.
That was the biggest thing my senior year, was you had we lost 4 guys and I was the only one left my senior year, when you had Dagan, Squatch, Logan Arbogast, and Keaton. And then after that, they all graduated and I was the only one. And I had to step up my senior year after that, because I was the only one that had any kind of experience with that, and I just worked with him every day to get better.
With experience comes responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Talking to your old line coach, Coach Tackett too, he used to always tell me when you about a sophomore, he said, I think I got one coming. He said, no, I'm telling you, I got one coming. So he knew from an early time in your career what you was capable of doing.
And I didn't even know that, but
right.
I wouldn't be the football player that I am today if it wasn't for Coach Tackett.
He can push you, can he?
He did. He pushed me. Probably junior year was probably the toughest year of football in my life, when he knew that I could do or be much better. He worked me.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah, he may he can make you feel like the lowest person in the world sometimes, right?
Right.
But before that day's over, he hugged you, didn't he?
He did every day.
Did. Told you he loved you.
He did.
That's it. And that's the secret to it. And that's what they do here at Belfry too. They make you the best you can be. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Now I know you played a bunch of big ball games, state championships. I'm gonna bring you to one of my favorite games. I was in the radio booth at this one. Semifinals. The Sales. One of the best I've ever seen. What was it like? And I know what the atmosphere was crazy. The Palm Creek Nation found their way to Louisville, showed up. What was it like?
Honestly, leading up after beating Ashland that game, I honestly never knew how good the Sales was. I actually didn't even know they was in our class until that week, and just when we came in that Monday leading up to it, they was just, for some odd reason, they just started trash talking to us and all that. And then we was watching film, and I realized that it was going to be a tough game, because they had some good guys on the defensive line and everything. So when we got down there, the atmosphere was crazy. Where they was I think it was some kind of Catholic Christian school. And when we got out there, got on that field, but beforehand, I read somewhere that they'd never gotten beat on their home turf, because that was a new turf, new stadium and all that. They never got beat. And when I realized that, I want to be the first team to beat them on their home turf. And then when we got out there, I tell you, it was a dogfight. That was probably the most, that was probably the hardest game I ever played in my career here at Belfry. Like, they just wouldn't stop coming at you. And when we got up on the line, nobody said a word. We was just ready to go. We was ready to go to war.
What about the ending of that game?
In that game, we wasn't supposed to go for two. You could see, like, I mean, I don't know if the fans could see down there, but we was tired. That was the first time that was the first time I've ever went overtime in any sport. Well, wrestling I did, but that was the first time I actually went overtime in football, and we went overtime twice. So we scored, they scored, then we went to second overtime, they scored, kicked a field goal, and we scored on the 4th and 1, if you remember.
Oh, I remember.
Barely. But we went out there to kick the field goal, and DeSales' head coach, he called a timeout, and we went over there, and all of us players, we just looked at Coach Haywood and just said, we want to go for the win. We want to end it here right now. And he had confidence in us to believe that we could do it, and it took him a minute to decide. So he finally decided, and he gave us a green light, and we went out there. And whenever we got to the line, I think it was Tight Rod 18. I remember the play till the day I die. Tight Rod 18.
I can see it. I can see it right now.
We put that play in actually that week for DeSales, and we didn't even run it the whole entire game. And when we got to the line, because the ball could have go up the middle or to the right like it did, and I knew it wasn't going behind me as soon as I saw what they had, because they had they had two shades on me, and they had a linebacker behind them. So I was like, oh, I said, if we can get the edge, then we're scoring. So that happened. It was just like slow motion. Like, it was just slow. It just felt like it took him forever to score that touchdown. And then I looked, and I was sitting there on my block, and Ben got that block. And I was like, man, we might score. And then Dixon ran in for a touchdown, and it just went black there for me.
We just, I was in the radio booth that night, so and all the Belfry friends was under us, and the booth was all glass, so you could see everything. And our fans went crazy, And so we're on our side of the press box going crazy. Our coaches come down, we're going crazy. And on the other side, when you lose, it's, they're looking at us like we're crazy. But that's high school football.
Right.
That's something you'll never forget. I mean, you may win a bunch of big games at Charleston. Something about this right here, though, isn't it?
Nothing will ever beat it.
No. Tunnel time?
Best ever.
Best ever, isn't it?
Best ever.
Best
There's
ever.
nothing getting your name called running through the tunnel with all the fans.
You're in that locker room downstairs, and that tunnel's out there waiting. It's special, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So what do you take from here? What did you take from here? Now, I know you had skills and everything like that, but what was it? What was it an intangible you took here to Charleston that now has you starting up there?
For one, well, you know how we don't pass. That's one skill I didn't. That's what I had to work on going to Charleston, is my passing skills. I still need to work on it, but they've gotten way much better. But just what I took up there and where I'm being able to start this year is just Coach Tackett that's one big thing. You gotta be mentally tough, and that goes a long way. Because if you ain't got a strong mental head, then you ain't gonna go nowhere. But that, and then just being tough, like from Belfry, you gotta be tough, and that's that, and the run blocking and using your pads. You just gotta be tough, and that's helped me ever since I got up there, and that's what the coaches love. This is what they said to me. They never recruited Eastern Kentucky. I'm the only Eastern Kentucky boy up there. What they said to me, this past year, they told me that, Ethan, you're making us want to recruit Eastern Kentucky boys now because we know how tough y'all are. So
that's a compliment.
That is.
That's a compliment.
That is.
So you take all that with you. I know you have a strong faith.
Sir, I do.
Faith helps you during some tough times.
It does. That's the best thing I ever did, was getting baptized by my grandpa a couple months ago. I just look at things differently than I did when I was in high school and the last couple years of college. It just helped me. I feel so much better as a person.
Yeah, it's faith, it's family, it's football at Belfry, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed having you today.
Thanks, sir.
Can't wait to watch, this season, how it plays out in the years ahead. And you're always, this is home to you now, because
Always.
you're a Pirate. You know that.
Always.
Thank you.
Thank you.